Lucía Carreras is a Mexican director and she's showing her third feature film, Tamara and the Ladybug, at the Zurich Film Festival. And I'm happy to have her as a guest today. Hello.
Hello, thank you for having me here.
Yeah, thank you for being here. So, Lucia, your movie, Tamara and the Ladybug, is actually about a mentally more disabled woman called Tamara living in Mexico City. And she's quite lonely. And suddenly she finds a baby at a newsstand and she just takes it home innocently. So, how did you come up to shoot about a disabled woman?
Well, first I saw a baby in a newspaper stand, like you see in the movie. And I don't know, I was like, oh my God, somebody could take that baby. And I live in a very big city, in Mexico City. So I don't know, that image was like in my head, like going over and over and over because I thought it was a very impressive image. And then I don't know how I made the connection with the daughter of the lady that cleans my house that has a mental disability and had a baby at a time. So I saw the girl with the baby and I was, that's painful because it's like two kids. And then I saw the lady that does the cleaning in my house, that she's a little old, like the other character. Yeah. So I think it made like the connection between all these images. And I came up with this first idea. And then I wanted to talk about, my movies normally are about solitude, woman in special conditions or in special situations. And this movie for me was like trying to talk about two people that are pariahs. And mental disability somehow makes you a pariah.
And Angeles Cruz,
Angeles Cruz, yeah.
Angeles Cruz, sorry. Yeah. She plays the role of Tamara incredibly well. I mean, it's really amazing. So how did you prepare her for this role?
Well, after I decided to work with her, that she did an amazing casting, it was brutal. She began, I began to send her like information about this kind of disability. And she told me that a cousin of her has exactly the same disability. So she began to work with her cousin. It was like the coach, the cousin. So she would do these things, and the cousin would tell her, yes, no. You
really?
Yes. It was like the coach during 3 years. Like and Angeles was preparing the character these 3 years. She was writing a journal about like being Tamara. She would write letters. She would do like a lot of things. And then 1 year before we shot the movie, we began to work together. We began to explore physicality, like little by little, like eyes, hands, feet, how she sees, how she looks, how she breathes, like everything. So we can get in set with the character inside of her, and she could just perform emotions. So it was a very meticulous way of working, the two of us. And in a certain way, the last year that we were working, she began to live like Tamara a little. She would go to the park and walk like Tamara and draw like Tamara. She would try to cook like Tamara. Her wife was a little annoyed because she was living with Tamara and not with Angeles. But I think it's worth it. What you see in the screen is a woman with a mental disability.
Totally.
And it worked. And it was a very respectful job, what we did, because we really wanted to reflect a person like that without being a joke. Because there are a lot of movies out there that it seems like they are being, I don't know, like funny about it.
Yeah. No, it's very honest. And so in those 3 years she was working for that role, preparing for that role, she didn't work on other projects.
No, she did.
Okay.
She did. Yeah, she was not working like the whole day. She was constructing the character and she was trying to find things to propose to me. And then we did like this little, like adjustment to the movement and everything. No, but she was working in other things.
Okay.
Theater and other stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Then Tamara, she loves ladybugs. You
Yes.
see them everywhere as stickers.
Yes.
And I was wondering why and what does it represent?
That one I cannot answer because I don't know why. Suddenly, when I began to write the script, she loved ladybugs. Suddenly, it was something that
Came out.
came out. And it doesn't have any symbolism that I would put. Angeles, the actress, construct a whole reason around it, so she could like have the character. So she says that she loves ladybugs because, as Tamara, because her dad used to give her ladybugs, and they have a really beautiful color,
Oh,
and they are red, and she likes that.
okay.
Tamara. So
Tamara.
yeah.
Okay. Then in the movie we have the neighbor of Tamara, Signora Meche, who sees her with the baby and somehow realizes, okay, she doesn't know what that all is about, so she goes and helps her out as a caretaker. But at the same time, she knows they have to bring it back to their parents. So but also Signora Meche is a very soul lonely person. So you really showed those two persons at the edge of society. As you said, this topic inspires you, or you think about that a lot in Mexico?
Well, I think a lot. Not, I don't know if it's related with the fact that I'm Mexican. Yeah, I think a lot about solitude and how solitude exists in women. You know, my movies are like that. And here, what I was trying to explore is how these very lonely people, in a little moment in their life, they are able to feel loved by somebody. And that you wouldn't think that those characters would be together, but in this certain moment and a particular situation, they get that. And they get a little love, and they get a little caring, and they become a dysfunctional little family during 3 days or 5 days, you know, and afterwards life keeps going on, but they have that in their lives.
So they have this moment together, but at the end, in the final scene, you see Signora Meche on the bed of Tamara, and Tamara is, we don't know where she is. And we were wondering why an open ending.
Well, because I do that in all my movies, and I don't think it's an open ending. You know, it's for me, when I do that, is like the story is stolen, like it's told. You know, like Tamara is gone, she is alone. That's an ending. It's not an open ending for me. But what I like to do is, I think this kind of endings make a relation with the audience. I'm treating the audience as very smart people that are able to construct a big part of the story with me. That's a dialogue that I like to have. So the ending, first of all, I think is a realistic ending, because otherwise it would be a Hollywood movie if I had a happy ending. This is a realistic ending of a realistic story that I'm telling. And second, I think I leave the movie where I have to leave it. And I love that people, because that happened with my first movie too, people go out, they go to have dinner, and they are like, okay, but blah, blah, and they will keep talking about the movie. That's dialogue. I think as an artist, as a movie, as a storyteller, is what you want.
Okay. Then thank you very much for communicating with us, with the audience, and for being here. Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for watching our talk here from the Blick Videostudio. If you want to see more talks with filmmakers, then subscribe to our YouTube channel.